Shalom, Wabaraka, Mispaka, peace and blessings, family. In this video, I'm gonna be discussing two things that don't really have anything to do with each other, but I just decided to put the two topics together in this one video because it's very important. We're gonna be talking about the Amazon rainforest first, and then we're gonna talk about how the current state of Alabama has a quite Shemitic Hebrew origin when it comes to the etymology of the name of the state itself. First, let's go to Ezekiel 20 and 46. It says, "Son of man, set thy face toward the south, and drop thy word toward the south, and prophesy against the forest of the south field." Forest of the south field. Now, this is what you gotta understand. Ezekiel was here. He lived in Jerusalem. He said, prophesy against the forest of the south field. First of all, in Hebrew terms, Hebraic terms, we're going to break down that word field in just a minute, because you'll get more of an understanding of what the south field is. Now, south, of course, would be in this direction. So what forest is down here? The Amazon, right? Let's keep on reading. Verse 47. And say to the forest of the south, hear the word of Yah. Thus saith Yah Elohim, behold, I will kindle a fire in thee, and it shall devour every green tree in thee, and every dry tree. The flaming flame shall not be quenched, and all the faces of the south to the north shall be burnt therein. It says, in this forest of the south field, there will be a fire that's so bad from the south of the field all the way to the north of the field, the flames will not be quenched, and the faces thereof will be burnt. So people live in this specific forest, okay? This is scripture, man. Now, verse 46, it says the forest of the south field. The first time the word field was used in Hebrew scripture is whenever Yah created the beast of the field, okay? When we break down the Hebrew of field, we see sadeh, field, land, cultivated field, home of wild beasts, a plain opposed to mountains, land opposed to the sea. Okay, now just to get any more. Now field meaning the same thing as plain, a flat region yielding good soil. Okay, understand this. A home of wild beasts. Why are the wild beasts significant? Because when Yah created animals on the sixth day, he set them in the field, and he set man in the garden. This is what you have to understand. The field is the home of the beasts, the home of the animals. Which place in the Americas has the highest concentration of wild beasts? When I say wild beasts, I mean a large biodiversity. The Amazon rainforest of South America actually has more species of animals than any other place on the planet. Whoa, mind blown, right? Mind blown, right? Let's take a look at the map. The Amazon rainforest is actually a pretty flat region. You'll see it even more when we go into a terrain. You can see how the only mountains we see is the Andes. Well, of course, it's a plain. Plains usually border a mountain or a mountain range, as opposed to the sea, which would be, of course, the Pacific. You see that it's pretty much flat, right? It's a plain. It's a field. Okay, the forest of the south field. The forest of the south field, which would be the Amazon, simply put. So let's go back. And say to the forest of the south, hear the word of Yah, thus saith Yah, Elohim, behold, I will kindle a fire in thee, and it shall devour every green tree in thee, and every dry tree. The flaming flame shall not be quenched, and all the faces of the south to the north shall be burned therein. Understand, it's more than what you think. Everybody's looking at this Amazon rainforest thing on social media. The wildfires. Everybody thinks it's all because of man. And it may be because of man. It may just be because of man. I'm not saying it's not the white man. But what I do know is Yah controls it all. Amos 3:6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and Yah have not done it? This is a rhetorical question, because every single thing that's evil in the world, Yah does that. Who is responsible for any evil thing? Yah. Yah controls all of that. Now, Christianity got everybody thinking God only does good. If that's the case, then the world will be good. Is the world good? You got to understand the whole scheme of the thing. Basically, Yah setting this fire in South America simply to let us know that the end is indeed near. There's phases to this. The Most High said He coming with fire, and the Amazon is not the only thing that's gonna burn. It's gonna be a lot more fires, especially in North America, and that's what you're gonna start seeing. And people are gonna die left and right because of these fires. Here's what we know about the fires in the Amazon rainforest. How big is the Amazon rainforest, and what does it and why does it matter? The world's largest rainforest, the Amazon, spans 8 countries and covers 40% of South America. The area is nearly the size of 2/3 the US, according to the World Wildlife Fund. More than 30 million people live in the Amazon, which is also home to a large number of mammals, birds, amphibians, and reptiles, most of them unique to the region. A new plant or animal species is discovered every 2 days. This place is crazy. And it says the Amazon rainforest, which produces about 20% of the Earth's oxygen, is also referred to as the planet's lungs. An inferno in the Amazon, 2/3, which is in Brazil, threatens the rainforest ecosystem and also affects the entire plane, if that globe stuff. Because we know the Earth is not a globe. Come on, people. This term here is way more accurate, I could say. Plane, right? Plane. The word planet has what in it? It has plane, right? Because the Earth is a planet. It's the only planet. It's a plane. You feel me? That's what it is. But anyway. Yeah, man. It says, since the beginning of 2019, Brazil's National Institute for Space Research, more bullcrap, known as INPE, has reported 72,843 fires in the country, with more than half of those being seen in the Amazon region. This means more than 1.5 soccer fields of the Amazon rainforest are being destroyed every minute of every day. Woo! An 80% increase of deforestation has occurred so far this year compared to last year, according to the Institute. Now, what's causing this, man? I mean, think about it, dude. I mean, let's really think about it, because yeah, everybody's saying it's because the farmers are burning it down. It may just be, but it's spread to such a widespread thing to where, like, the area that's being burned in the forest, the area that's being burned in the fire, is the size of Texas and a half. Okay. This was more than just man. This is more than just man. A rainforest is typically wet. It is a rainforest. It rains all the time. It's very humid. It has the world's largest river, meaning it has a lot of evaporation, mist, and fog. Okay, it is in fact a wet climate, a moist climate. However, it has the largest fire on Earth right now. I'm not saying humans don't have anything to do with it, but I'm definitely saying the Most High has everything to do with it. The Most High is letting us know that this world that we're living in, that we're enjoying, the society that we're living in and enjoying, is simply about to come to an end. Now let's talk about Alabama. Let's talk about Alabama. Why am I about to talk about Alabama? What does Alabama have to do with anything? Like, why is this boy about to talk about Alabama? That's so dumb, right? It has Alabama also has a lot to do with the chapter of Ezekiel 20, the same chapter that talks about the forest of the south burning. When we go to Ezekiel 20 and 29, it says, "Then I said unto them, what is the high place whereunto ye go? And the name thereof is called Bama unto this day." Now, what is a high place? What is a high place? A mound? Maybe we should keep that into consideration, right? A high place built for worship, right? Bama, high place, right? Same as Bama, high place. Same thing we get right there, a mound. So Bama means a high place, meaning a mound. What we call mounds are simply high places. Why were high places built in Scripture? High places were built to worship God and gods. In the city of David, we had a high place, which was like a mound in the middle of the city. Right? These high places were built for worship. Okay? So the mound builder civilization, they built mounds for worship. Now, of course, Allah, Bama, all of that is Hebrew. What does Allah mean in Hebrew? Allah is just the Phoenician origin, or the Paleo origin of Elah or Elo, meaning God, right? Alabama, high place of God, or God's high place. Understand that. I'm not saying present day Alabama is the same Bama in this scripture, but what I am saying is Alabama is definitely of the same etymology and is definitely of a Hebrew Shemitic origin. Let's look at some mound builders. Let's look where the mound builders lived. This is where the mound builders live. You see, a high concentration of mound builders in Mississippi and Alabama, Georgia as well. In fact, in Alabama, I know you see that place called Moundville, right? Moundville, Alabama. Okay. So basically, yeah, man. Basically, yeah, Alabama, high place of God, the worship of God in these high places. Let me show you how the city of David had a high place. When the city of David was built, they made sure they built a Millo. Okay, they put a Millo in it. Now, what is Millo? Mound, right? A high place. All of this was for worship. Our ancestors have been building mounds, people. It's not our people were always a mound building civilization. Who else was mound building civilizations? Assyria was a mound building civilization. Because we have the mound of Nimrud, the mound of Nimrod. Of course, Nineveh was a mound building civilization. That's why Nineveh was so big. I'm going to make a video about Nineveh. And I'm going to expose the true location of Nineveh in another video in a later time. Yeah, but all of these are mound building civilizations. Egypt was a mound building civilization, but of course these mounds we call pyramids. Instead of these things being made out of earth, these things were indeed made out of stone and clay. Okay, so yeah. Mound building, pyramid building, all of that is ancient civilizations. Even Israel had these high places, altars, high places, mounds, Millo, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, mounds, altars, pyramids, ramparts, Zillow, Millo, ziggurats, whatever you want to call it. All ancient cultures had high places in order to worship a god. We built high places to worship Yah. It was in the city of David. It was in Jerusalem. There was a pyramid. There was a mound. Right? Alabama means a high place of God. High place of God.